This is Mike Gross, and this is Nittany Next for the week of Michigan. You know, when people looked ahead at Penn State's season a couple weeks ago before it started, almost everybody who's sort of paying attention to this predicted somewhere between 6, 7, 8 wins. And there were 3 games on their schedule that everybody was kind of writing off as losses. And those 3 games are the 3 real national powers and monster programs in the Big Ten: Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State. Well, the first one of those comes on Saturday when Penn State goes to Ann Arbor, Michigan to play the Wolverines. And all 3 of those teams, including Michigan, have been as advertised so far. They're all ranked in the top 10. I think Michigan is ranked 4th. They have been physically very, very impressive in terms of taking out their opponents. And this is the sort of standard and the level that Penn State is trying to get to, and we'll get something of an indication of how far they have to go or how close they are on Saturday. I got to be honest with you, I don't think Penn State has any chance at all to win this game. I think this is Michigan not only has more talent, more experience, more depth. I think it's a terrible matchup for Penn State in a lot of ways. I think a lot of the things that Michigan does defensively in particular will cause some problems for Penn State's new offensive scheme. And you need to keep an eye on when you're watching this game on Saturday. And you don't need me to tell you this if you probably already heard about this guy. Michigan has one of the best all-around football players in the country, a guy named Jabril Peppers, who they use at safety. They use at linebacker, they use him at running back, they use him as a kick returner, but particularly on defense, he makes it very, very difficult because of the way they move him around to do the kind of things that Penn State tries to do offensively, which we've talked about in some of our videos, where they try to kind of isolate a guy and make him make a decision and react to the decision. Jabril Peppers is athletic enough where he can make that decision and recover and cover the thing that he decided against, if that makes any sense. So, and Michigan has a lot of athletes on that level. Michigan struggled a little bit last week against Colorado at home. I think Penn State's at least as good as Colorado. And their offensive line has not been great so far. There have been some chinks in the armor. So maybe Penn State can do some things to make it interesting. But this is a very, very steep hill to climb for the Lions when they go to Ann Arbor, Michigan, to go to the Big House on Saturday. You can follow all of our Penn State coverage on LancasterOnline.com, Facebook, and Twitter.